Okay, hello, 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 hello. It's a afternoon show. It's an early afternoon show. And why are we early today? Well, because things are going on in the personal life with the things that need to be done and people that need to be places, and I can't be here later today. So that's what happens. Boss is here. Hello, boss. He's going to have dinner. Enjoy your dinner. Anyway, recall that we are sponsored by our lovely sponsors, and that is Beta, TopShotBeta.com. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. There are challenges happening every day where you can use your Top Shot moments and the moments that you've collected and the sets you've completed and all that good stuff. And there's a whole lot more you can do on the Discord. You can enter things like Beta Ball. You can trade moments for Beta. Beta is the hottest utility coin for NBA Top Shot collectors out there. And I even customized the beta drop. So let's drop it.
Beta.
Oh yeah, look at that beautiful logo, beta. So yeah, definitely check it out if you haven't. And I see a new name, Hamburgers. Maybe you've been here before, but if you haven't, hello Hamburgers, nice to see you. And Boston Base is having a late lunch, so that's great. And DeCloak is here, and hello all of you. I'm glad you could be here. I anticipate it's probably going to be a little bit of a more cozy audience today, but that's okay. We're here together. It's like a little room. We're just here in a little room, just hanging out, having a beverage and hanging out. But there's also something else I wanted to share, which is friend of the show, and they were also a sponsor. And of course, we welcome them with open arms if they want to come back. But that would be floaty.io. They have just launched something. They've launched the NFT Launchpad that you can use on their website on Floaty. And what is cool about this is that only Tans can go win some flow, excuse me. So I have 500 flow to give away, and they're going to handle all the logistics for me, which is great. But you can see how this is going to work. So basically you mint a free NFT on their platform. It has to have something to do with only Tans or Tandy Time or something. You can be creative. It could be Ice Cream So Good. Could be Let's Simp. Could be anything. Could be a trans duck in Paris. Could be anything. And you do it on their website, and whoever mints the most Tandy Time related NFTs, which again you can do for free, will win your share of flow. So you'll win 500 flow with the most unique wallets that mint. So if you come up with something super cool and a bunch of other people in the chat or people that watch or listen to the show decide to mint it for free, then you can win 500 flow, which at the time of this recording is something like 270 US dollars, something like that. So go check out floaty_io on Twitter, and you can click that link. You'll get all the details and get your creative juices flowing and get rewarded for it. And not only that, but I think if you get the most overall, you can also win a whole bunch more flow. So they're celebrating this new NFT launchpad on their platform. So thanks to Floaty for offering that to our audience here, and let's see what happens. I wish you all luck. And we have a spam Twitch viewer here. Oh, hello, spam Twitch viewer. Weisberg is shocked by the Zach Lowe news today. I mean, I'm sure he'll land on his feet somewhere else, but it is shocking. You got to pay Stephen A. Smith the big bucks, so you basically got to get rid of all the actual talent and keep the salacious talent. Isn't that how this works? I'll be honest, I don't have too much to talk about today, but there are some things that we could talk about. First of all, Derrick Rose is retiring. I don't know if you saw that on Twitter, but he's retiring. Makes sense. I think he was just released by the Grizzlies a couple days ago, so it was sort of almost like you knew it was going to happen. What else? Caitlin Clark is no longer in the playoffs, in the WNBA playoffs. She got knocked out. Her team was swept. And so I imagine that the interest in the WNBA playoffs will probably take a dive, at least on Twitter, because Caitlin Clark is a draw. And speaking of Caitlin Clark, we just have these packs now, and they're still going on in Top Shot. So we can take a look at those as well and kind of see what's going on there. So if we share NBA Top Shot, let's take a look. So right now, live now are these hollow icon packs. And yesterday dropped the previous packs, and we can go look at how those are doing on the marketplace. So that pack was $6.99, I believe. And if we go look at what it's reselling for, we can see how that resale value is going. Let's see, marketplace packs. Let's see, where is it? Is it right here? Oh, so that's a look at that. That's done pretty darn well. So if you were able to get your hands on one for 700, people are now paying 1,250 for it. Is that true? Yes, people are. People are paying $1,200. Cute Nick and Scotty are buying a lot of these packs, but they are trying to probably capture these Caitlin Clark legendaries and such. And if I'm not mistaken, right there you go. You can buy the Angel Reese for a low price of $1 million on the marketplace right now. Um, let's see if that sells. That'll be amazing. I mean, we got a high offer of 1,800. It's a slight discount to a million, but you never know. Maybe someone will sell it. Jay Weezy is the owner of that moment. So let's keep it going. Boston Bay says, hey, did you see all those racist Fever fans? I did see the tweet about it. I didn't actually see the fans or hear the fans per se, but I did see that there was a tweet, and that's too bad. I mean, why does there need to be racism in sports? I think it shows the ugliest side of humans that we have to get to that level where we have to be racist, sexist, make personal threats towards people's families, things like that. Like, it is just sports at the end of the day. Like, you can be super angry and super passionate, but there's certain lines you probably shouldn't cross, and I'd argue that would be one of them. So that's a shame that that's happening. Stan Love says, talk about needing to spend $21,000 on credit card to land 0 packs. Nice system. So I was under the impression that they were working on this. I mean, this was a few weeks ago that I heard they were working on this, but obviously it sounds like nothing has been done in that regard yet. It's not a nice system, obviously, having to hold a big amount of money to not land any packs. That's definitely not a nice system, and I hope that this is fixed sooner rather than later. There should be some kind of a way. Like, I don't know if you guys are technical minds, but there should be some kind of a way where you can place an order and it only starts the hold like if the actual order goes through, or if the reservation goes through, then the hold happens. Like, there must be some reason that it's not working that way. It's probably easier to do it the other way, but I would agree with you, Stan. There's no simping going on my side. If people have to put that kind of money up and they don't get what they don't even get a pack, that's definitely not a good system. Mike is saying that the W playoffs have been fantastic, and that the Liberty Aces as a semifinal is insane. So there you go. And Airplane says the same user pulled both Angel 1 out of 49 and 1 of 1. Wow. That is extreme luck. I mean, I'm not going to start conspiracy theories. You can go look at the packs as they come out nowadays, which is pretty cool. So you can literally see what's coming out in each pack, and you can sort of make your judgments based on that. But that is amazing luck by that user, especially if someone decides to pay him $1 million for the 1 of 1. It probably won't happen, but let's keep it going. Badawine says, what do I think about Brazilian funk? What do I think about Brazilian funk? I don't like it that much. I mean, there might be some songs once in a while that are decent, but it's a very repetitive, I don't know, not very creative music form, in my opinion. I mean, my wife from Brazil, she likes funk, but I personally don't like it that much. But, certain scenarios, I don't know, maybe you're out at night, or I'm not even sure when. It's a fun time to listen to funky, but I guess there are times. Badawine says, racism in Euro football sucks, and it poisons my beautiful and beloved city of Utrecht. Yeah, it does suck. And it's too bad that we haven't advanced as a society, that this just is forever a problem. The Brazilian player Vini Jr., who plays for Real Madrid, who's one of the biggest stars in the game. He suffers from racism, and it's he's one of the best players out there. And I guess it doesn't matter if you're a good player or a bad player. No one should be suffering through this stuff, but it just I don't understand. When are we going to turn the corner? When are we going to stop being racist towards people because they wear the other team's laundry, they wear the other team's shirt. So now we're going to be racist towards them. I mean, it just doesn't add up. So it's too bad. What else, guys? What else do we want to talk about here? So we saw those packs; those are plus EV. Other news also, we saw the All Day is doing the crafting, which is good to see. And I thought it is a good point by Bramira, who is a big time thinker on supply and what's going on with how moments are distributed. And he makes a lot of posts, and sometimes he gets pretty upset about things, works himself up, but he does have good points. And the point that he had for the all day crafting thing is, why are we limiting it to rookies? Because you have like the double effect, not only of the fact that rookies are scarce and people want them, let's say for fast break, so that supports their values and makes their values go up. But then you also have the fact that because you're doing crafting for better moments, where you have to craft the common debuts for the rares, you have to craft the rares for the legendaries, that also is supporting their value. Like I said, it's like a double factor of supporting these players' values. And the question is, well, why aren't they doing that for players who aren't rookies? And why aren't they doing that for star players as well? Um, and also, the other part of that is, and then what's going to happen in the next series when the new rookie commons come out that are not so desirable or expensive? How's that going to affect things? And if it happens the way it's happened, then obviously it won't be a very good result if you hope that your moments, especially your rookie moments, hold value. Because if fast break is a big part of what keeps people active on the marketplace, and I would argue that it is a big part of that, then what you want to see is that those values can keep going up, and that a new moment that gets dropped doesn't completely hurt your fast break moment values, right? So that's why we always talk about burning, and we say that, like, you know, burning is kind of the only way to put the genie back in the bottle, if there's any way, or we kind of have to just sort of be okay, complacent with the fact that the oversupply that hit the platform in previous series, like that, there's nothing that we're really going to be able to do to fix that. I mean, unless you have trade tickets and burning to such an extreme level that you can address such a thing. But that is difficult because you always have the balance of needing to create new supply, needing to honor these new moments, needing to create revenue for your partners. It's always a balance between that and keeping values stable, at least. Like, that's the most we can ask for at this point, stable. And obviously we want to see things going up, but stable is good too. Um, because without that, then whenever these new game pieces drop, it obviously hurts the values. Now, when Jacob was on the show, he was talking about how, you know, I asked him what's going to happen, like with Wembies, when new Wembies come out, because obviously Wemby's going to get moments and they're going to be less scarce and they're not going to be rookie moments. And what's going to happen? And I don't know. I like, because you got to expect, first of all, obviously what they're going to do is whenever there are like challenge rewards, they'll make those Wembies. But for example, are we going to think that not a single Wemby common gets released next series? Because that is unlikely. So the question then becomes, as a collector who wants values to be stable, well, then you need a Wemby moment that's basically the same desirability or scarcity, or somehow at the same level, at the same equilibrium of Wemby's rookie moment. So if the rookie moment as of today is like, I think it's like $280 or $275, that needs to be like the floor of the Wemby common moment, whatever that is. And how are you going to do that? I don't know. So that is a really interesting conundrum that I don't have the answer to, because obviously the thing that you would want to do is make it a challenge reward. But even then, what challenge reward is going to be worth $300? None. So I don't know what the answer is. Yeah, I really don't. It's really a head scratcher, because or they start creating some kind of technicalities where you can't use new commons in fast break or something. And that's probably going to get confusing. And that's probably not what we want for fast break, to keep it nice and simple, to keep other users able to join the platform on day one and get involved, where we don't want to see something like that. So those are things that I think about randomly during the day. I don't know about you guys, but that's that. So what else can we talk about today? Like I said, I'm a little dry on topics today. And it's not my usual time. I'm just all out of whack today. But you know what we could do is we could actually run a giveaway already if I want to get that wheel set up. Of course, I should have done this before the show so that we wouldn't have to sit through this now. But we are giving away 2 rares, and of course, that is thanks to Beta, TopShot Beta coin. Let's check them out.
Beta.
Oh yeah, Beta. If you haven't checked out the Discord, go and do it. Now's your chance. Go and do it. Let's see. So Mike says someone so rare is also adding a daily game that I think will be similar to Top Shots. Yeah, So Rare. I mean, I'll be transparent with you guys. So Rare did reach out to me, and they wanted me to create some content for them and maybe mention them on the stream. And they have some goodies that I can give away to you all. So it's not as well, the setup is not exactly what I wanted, but I'm able to give you guys some goodies. So I'm sort of debating it right now. Because I do think at the end of the day, if I can benefit the OnlyTans, then that's what I want to do. I just have to balance it out though and figure out in my head what is going to be the best course of action. Stan says So Rare requires wait, I lost the comment. So Rare requires new season cards for some contests. Will TopShot do the same thing eventually? Probably. That is possible. I mean, the only difference is that like the new commons, let's say, or call them commons, even though they're not called that on So Rare, the new commons end up being like pricier than the old commons. Like right now, the way TopShot is working is very similar to physical cards, where the new pack filler is worth very little, and it's the same as the old pack filler. So if we're talking about pack filler, then pack filler is pack filler, and it's not going to be a big difference. So I don't know if TopShot can exactly copy that method of laying out the game. Yeah, the common. I almost feel like TopShot probably will have to create a commons only version of the game where the prize pool maybe is not quite as lucrative, or maybe it's just harder to get to win cool stuff or something like that. And that's commons, and you can use commons only. And so basically you can fill a team for like 50 cents a slot, and it's going to be like that in perpetuity. And I would argue that's still a good way to bring on new users, is that they can set a lineup for like $3 and have fun with it and have a chance at winning something cool. And then beyond that, I imagine like to keep things less confusing, then it's probably going to have to be rares after that. Rares, and then maybe for certain players it won't have to be rares, like if their commons are super expensive. But you see, once you start adding those like technicalities, it starts to get a lot more confusing, which is why the way that So Rare does it with the 3 different tiers, or even the 4, I think the 4th is like the black diamond or something. I got to go refresh myself. But it's a different marketplace, so it works in a very different way. Mike thinks that's TopShot will almost certainly do it. And QA thinks, will we have fast break for only TopShot debut moments? So funny enough, I don't know if you guys saw, like Samit was on Twitter. He was like buying up TopShot debuts, and he's trying to create some kind of I don't know, conspiracy or some kind of theory that there's going to be a TopShot debut only fast break. First of all, I don't think Samit has any inside information. So I don't know if I would go and follow him down that hole. However, it's true that TopShot debuts are very undervalued at the moment. And in a big reason, of course, that's because of Fast Break. Because Fast Break is your heavy hitter on the platform. And we do know that we're going to be able to see customized Fast Break games. So do I think that TopShot themselves will create such a thing where it's TSD only? No, I don't. But is it plausible that a TopShot partner could create something like that, or a website like Floaty or whatever else could do something like that? Absolutely. Let's see. I'm going to now put all the names. I'm trying to do this talk and put all the names from the giveaway in there. Bottlewine says, all these NFT products making things more complicated. I'm joining the local bingo. Well, good luck, Bottlewine. I mean, I'm sure that would be fun to go join some local bingo. I'm sure you'd meet some colorful characters. I actually played bingo when I went away with my family recently with my son. And, even a 7-year-old can have fun playing bingo. So if my 7-year-old can have fun playing bingo, I think you can too, by the way. Stan wants the fist bump. Let's give it to him. I mean, we can't let him wait any longer.
So I appreciate it. Yeah, man, that was an awkward fist bump. Don't clip that. Don't clip that. Just gonna clip that. It's gonna go viral. Jesus Christ. No, I appreciate it. It was weird.
All right. Okay, I'm trying to get these Twitter handles. No, display the handles here, not as a download. I swear, man. See, the ChatGPT just wants to make my life harder. All right. So what else we got here? Hit the like button, says QA. That's right. Hit the like button, please, everybody. If you're here, hit the like button. I'm here with you. You're having your late lunch, or maybe you just woke up if you're a lazy bones over there on the West Coast. Maybe you're scratching the crust out of your eyes. But hit the like button and why not? It's free. You should do it. So we're going to get the wheel of names going right now, and we're going to give away one of the rare moments. Okay. And if you want to get on the wheel right now for being here, being a loyal only tan, hanging out with me when you could have been watching the Vince McMahon documentary on Netflix, but no, you're here with me. So if you want to get in on this wheel, win these rares, then enter Quack in the chat. Let's just make it simple. Quack in the chat if you want to get in on this with me. Okay. Quack in the chat. All right. Let's see what else is going on. QA says, don't sell out. The thing is, QA, if I sold out, it's actually the setup is not very beneficial to me, like at all. It's really for being able to give some cool stuff away to you guys, to be honest. So I'm debating it. I need to think about it a little more, but I might do it. Debating hashtag. Baldwin says, will TopShot beg for our money? They don't need to beg for your money, Baldwin. They get people's money without needing to beg. I mean, you saw these packs are selling out. QA says, I don't think it's selling out. It's having another product to talk about within the space. Baldwin says, thank you, Tandy. That made me feel old and I like it. QA says, how do they call bingo events in Portugal? Lotto? I think it's just called bingo, QA. Reddy says, if Keldon Johnson TSDs are ever important, then I might be able to retire early. I'm in the same boat as you, Reddy, unfortunately. Keldon Johnson was one of the TSDs that I also overpaid for. Yeah, I that was like at a time when Keldon Johnson was just on such a heater. And of course, that was also like in February 21 or March 21, and Keldon Johnson was just smoking guy. Like he was scoring, I think must have been scoring 25 plus per night. No team could figure him out. And then all of a sudden the teams did figure him out. And that was the end of the Keldon Johnson fun. Keldon Johnson will mid-range his way out of the league, says Badawine. Here come the quacks in the chat. I see. That's good. Badawine says, I have zero money. That's why I'm asking. Well, you don't have zero money, Badawine, because you come here and you win Steve's rare moments. So then you can just go flip those into something, and then you can go play Fast Break. Then you win Fast Break, and then you can sell your pack. And now you got a whole bunch of cash that you can now get new moments with because you played Fast Break and you won. All right. It's a little group, as I said, but we're going to get you in here a few times. 1, 2, 3 times. All right, let's share this tab and let's see who is going to walk away. I guess this will be the Paul George. I have a Paul George and I have a Devin Booker. So this will be the Paul George. And then we'll do another one where we will give away the Devin Booker. So let's spin the wheel and let's see who's going to win. Is it going to be a lucky person in the chat or is it going to be someone on Twitter? Let's check it out. DeCloak, you have won. DeCloak has won. So DeCloak, get your username in the chat. You have won the Paul George Run It Back Rare. Pretty cool moment and pretty good price if you want to stack a moment, or not stack, but even just collect a moment for fast break. Paul George, very underrated player on NBA Top Shot for some reason. I don't know why. But QA, get your username in the chat for me, and I'll get it in there. Bodewine says, it's not me. I guess I'll eat bugs this week. Yeah, I know, Bodewine. The times are hard on the boulevard, aren't they? Times are hard, aren't they? Let's see. How are we doing? We're 30 minutes in. Technically 25 because I burned 5 of those with the intro, right? That's big brain activity right there. Yeah, give me some topics you guys want to discuss. Let's see. We can go prowl Twitter a little bit. We can look at what's going on in basketball. But definitely go check out the floaty event that I told you about. Here, by the way, is the current beta event. So let's take a look at that together. So here is the current beta event. Event 93. Look at that. 93 events so far. That's a lot of events. You can win up to 200,000 beta. Expires in 14 hours. And all you got to do is, this is kind of a challenging one, actually. Own 20 moments with the same serial number. Post your proof, your TopShot, and Flow wallet. And then you can win 200,000 beta. So how many people are able to do that? So Colton has 35 serial 13s. How many do you need? You need 20. Yeah, so this is going to be a tough one. Let's see how many people can do it. Pretty impressive. Like, these are the true collectors. These people that collect a certain serial. Wait, that can't be right. He has 1,585 serial 1891s. Can that be right? Maybe. Look at that Top Shot score. He got 33 million Top Shot score. I guess that's possible. If that's true, that's wild. I've never seen that before. So maybe I was wrong. Maybe a lot of people have special serials that are special and are important to them. So DeCloak, did you give me your username in the chat yet? Please do if you haven't. QA says, NBA is back soon. What are we excited about? Obviously as a Celtics fan, I'm excited for that title defense, even though the coach says it's not a title defense. I'm excited to see what happens with Wembanyama in year 2. If he can really level up. Same thing with Chet Holmgren. I'm excited to see what the Thunder are going to be able to do, honestly. They were very, very good as a young team. And so I'm curious to see what's going to happen there. I'm curious to see what's going to happen with the Knicks. I think that obviously the moves that they made and Brunson taking less money, it makes them an interesting team to watch. They're always an interesting team to watch. I'm always a big Russell Westbrook fan, even though, he's not the same player as he used to be, but Russell Westbrook is now in the Nuggets. I'm curious to see if he'll find a good fit there on the Nuggets. And then the usual, like the Lakers are always an interesting show to keep up with, right? They're like a reality show. You got Klay Thompson now in Dallas. That'll be interesting to see if Dallas continues to level up. I mean, can Dallas do what they did last year and get back to the finals? Can Luka prove some of his doubters wrong, play maybe better defense, or just, I don't know, just be even better than he already is? And will Klay Thompson be the difference maker? Well, could the Mavericks be back in the finals? It's definitely possible. But I do feel like it's kind of wide open at the same time. Like Minnesota, also another young team that really surprised a lot of people. So it's going to be a good season, I think. It's going to be a good, wide open season, and I'm excited for it. The only thing I'm not excited for are those super whack city jerseys. Those are just ugly, and we talked about those last week, and I don't understand why they are so ugly. Why can't we do better than that? But we talked about that last week already. Let's keep it going. Badawine says the country of Georgia has a borderline revolution. Well, that's scary. And Badawine is super excited about OKC as well. TopShot Hotshot says, is there an easy search method to see if we have that many of the same cereal? Well, it looked like the last person used live token. So let me take a look right now at live token and let me see if that's the case. Advanced filters. So you can set the serial, but it doesn't really easily show you if you have a bunch of the same serials. I think actually when you log into TopShot, you can sort by serial maybe. Let me see. Actually, okay, you can do it also in live token. So if you go to live token, there's a drop down at the top where you can sort by serial. So if you do that, like, look at that. I didn't know I have 285 serials. That's interesting. Let me see. What else do I have? Let's share it together. Hopefully we don't see any terrible loss porn. But look, 285 serials right there. What else do we have? Two 135s. There you go. Anything else we have interesting here? I don't know, but this is pretty much what you're going to have to do. Is just kind of scroll. Two 283s. Wow. Two 302s. Look at me, everybody. So there you go. That's something that you can do if you are so curious to find out what cereals you have that are super special to you. All right, let's keep it going. People collect area codes quite a bit, says DeCloak. And QA says, I forgot about Westbrook and Joker. Stanlove says, will Tatum do too much to try to shut up the critics, or will he keep a team focus? You know what? I think if there's anything we've learned about Tatum, first of all, we know that people love to hate on Tatum. I think because maybe because he's like a handsome, young, rich person. I'm not sure, but people love to hate on Tatum. And I don't think he cares about shutting up the critics. I think he's a naturally very good player. I think if he happens to play really well in key moments during the year and in the playoffs, then he'll shut up his critics. And if he doesn't, and he's more of a distributor to Jaylen Brown again, let's just say that they're in the finals and they win again. Let's just say, knock on wood, and he doesn't shut up the critics in that way. I don't think he cares. So yeah, I don't think Tatum is someone who cares too much. I think he just gave an interview about it, and he just doesn't seem like the guy that is super competitive with his teammates or competitive against the media or competitive against Twitter or something like that. And I think probably that's a good thing for most of these athletes to not be living their lives on Twitter and having to absorb what the haters are saying about them. The Big O, Oscar Robinson, says about the wine interview with All the Smoke with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson was fun. Okay, I'll check that out. Lika says, excited to see the Nova Knicks finally playing together. Yeah, that is going to be an exciting storyline. I thought that Mikal Bridges was, I don't know if like why they brought him on, honestly. It didn't seem like the right fit to me, but I'm curious if that's going to work, because if it does, that will be a fun team to watch. Matt Barnes has bought the wine. I remember live tokens has bought the wine. I snagged some easy money off this website in 2021, says Spot the Wine. Tatum is hella good. A natural born killer, says Spot the Wine. So what do you say? Do you guys want to do a duck race? This might be a little bit of a shorter show just because I don't have a ton to talk about. Although I will tell you that I started watching the Vince McMahon documentary that I mentioned, right? I started watching the Vince McMahon documentary on Netflix, and that is good stuff, especially if you're a wrestling fan that like I was when I was younger. It brings up a lot of fun memories. So recommended if you are or were a WWF or currently WWE fan. If you think Vince McMahon is an interesting figure, definitely worth your time. But why don't we do the duck race? So I need you guys to quack in the chat again. Go ahead, quack in the chat. Let me get that banner up again. Quack in the chat. Quack in the chat, and we will get the ducks going. So we're going to do the duck race, and we're going to see who is going to win the Devin Booker. We got a Devin Booker rare, and one of you who is live here in the chat is going to win the Devin Booker rare. And if Bodwine wins it, he's going to sell it for crickets. He's going to eat the crickets. So let's see if Bodwine wins. The crickets will be eaten. Let's see. All right, we got 15 of you now in the chat. Hopefully 15 of you have entered, or sorry, 15 of you have liked the stream, please. And if you're new here, it'll be worth your while to subscribe, because I give you the hot, fresh content every week. And as long as I have a sponsor, thanks to Beta, of course. As long as I have a sponsor, there's going to be things to be won every week.
Beta.
Okay. So let's see. We got the quacks in the chat. We got 15 of you lined up, 15 lucky ducks. And let's share this screen and let's see who is going to come away with the Devin Booker All-Star Rare Moment. So, ready? On your mark, get set, go. All right, Stan Loves with an early lead. Look at that. Stan Loves with an early lead. He's up full beak ahead. We got TopShot Hotshot right behind. We got Airplane Mode at the bottom. Naked Duck moving quite fast without anybody near him. Go Grizz is having some skin issues, some kind of pustules or red balls all over him. Licka is right there with the wizard hat. TopShot Hotshot is currently in first place. He's using his chef spoon. Might be a little bit of a cheating thing going on there at the TopShot Hotshot. QA, though, is now following up TopShot Hotshot. He's right behind him. Boston Base in the teddy bear suit is showing up as well. Here comes DeCloak as well. If DeCloak wins, though, we're going to have to give it second place, just saying that ahead of time. Weisberg is here, too. Weisberg is in the front with QA and DeCloak. QA and Weisberg, who is going to take it? Weisberg is in front now with 7 seconds left. Is anyone going to turn on the speed? Here comes Airplane Mode. It's a real close finish. Wow. That may have been the closest finish I've seen in a very long time. If you can see all these ducks, Airplane Mode literally won by half of a duck length. That was a very, very close finish. So congratulations to Airplane Mode. Get your name in the chat, and I will get the Devin Booker over to you. So Airplane Mode, get your okay, aka Bobby Digital. So I know aka Bobby Digital. Airplane Mode has definitely won things here before. And DeCloak, did you give me your username in the chat? I still need your username in the chat. Let's see. DeCloak, did you do it? I don't see it. Boston Bake says it's rigged. Reddy says it didn't have things weighing him down. Baldwin said Airplane Mode is now a starter on a mid team. Okay. Sneaky win. That's how they always are. The sneaky wins. DeCloak. All right, I got your name. The sneaky wins. The duck races are almost always sneaky wins. I don't remember the last time I saw somebody win it from length to length in a duck race. We almost never see that happen. So congratulations to Airplane Mode on the duck race, and congratulations to DeCloak on the wheel spin. And there will be more to win next week. Badawine loves the community. All right, well, let's give him the drop then.
We love the community.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Badawine loves the community. Let's see. What else is going on? Well, we saw something weird happen. Actually, I saw that on Twitter today. The mayor of New York is getting federally indicted. What the hell's going on? The mayor of New York. Everyone is so crooked, man. I mean, that's another thing too. And Weisberg's going to get mad at me because I'm going to talk about the P. Diddy stuff. I can't tell, by the way, if Weisberg is very pro P. Diddy or just doesn't want to talk about a situation until the legal situation is clarified. But anyway, that's not what this show is for. This show is not for really well thought out ideas. This is for just talking out of my butt. Yeah, any Batman movie would tell you that any mayor of New York is crooked as F. And by the way, there's also a good Batman show that I haven't checked out, or it's about the Batman universe, about the Penguin. Colin Farrell as a Penguin. I believe that's on HBO, and it's supposed to be very good. So that's another watching recommendation for you all. But anyway, so I heard, I think all these new stories are coming out about this whole P. Diddy thing. And also stories are coming out that the baby oil that they confiscated, like hundreds of bottles of baby oil. And then his lawyer said that he lives near a Costco and picked up a bunch of this baby oil because it was on sale or something of that nature. And I call 100% bullshit. and it gives lawyers a bad name. I'm sorry, Boston Base, but what in the hell is that guy talking about? Not only that, but then there's been some stories now that are saying the baby oil, in fact, was not baby oil, and it was GHB, which is some kind of drug that on contact gets you all loopy and messes you up, and it's like a party drug. So there's that part of this whole story. The other part of this whole story was some other young lady talking about how she was very nearly assaulted at P. Diddy's house by Kanye and P. Diddy. So that's a bummer. And I think in general, you probably have to believe the majority of the women who come out and are like crying and are visibly shaken as they recall what happened. I mean, of course, some people are not telling the truth, but there's already smoke, right? Where there's smoke, there's fire. And I don't know why people have to be such absolute creeps, such shitty human beings. And of course, innocent until proven guilty and all that. But even when I'm watching like the Vince McMahon show on Netflix, and this woman is talking about how he like assaulted her and paid her basically hush money. And there's this huge story about hush money that he paid to various women. These people are all so demented. Why are they all so demented? That's the thing I just can't quite figure out. What is it about becoming famous, or rich and famous in this case, that you become such a demented human being where your ethics literally are completely out of the window? You do not care about other people. You could have a daughter at home. You will gladly go and assault a woman because something has clicked in your head as a rich and famous person, where the rules no longer apply to you, where free will no longer applies for other people. There's something very demonic and twisted about these celebrities. And I'm starting to become one of these conspiracy theorists in a way where like I can't trust any big names in Hollywood or any big artists or anyone like that. Like something is wrong, obviously, with a big number of people who get to this level in life. And I just can't quite figure out what that is or why that happens. And I don't know if I'll ever find the answer to it, but it's pretty upsetting. And Twitter has become like doom scrolling, you know, so much of Twitter is this kind of thing. And I actually checked in on my friend the other day and I made a joke about baby oil. He had no idea what I was talking about. And I'm also friends with his wife. And I asked her, are you guys like Amish now? Do you not keep up with the news? How do you not know about the baby oil story with Puff Daddy? And she's like, no, we basically stay off social media. And I'm like, wow. So that's how you get your mental health back. So yeah, that was a little story I thought I'd share. Anyway, let's keep it going. Reddy says, I'm not a comic book or movie show guy, but the Penguin is solid so far. So here's what I'm going to say to that, Reddy. I'm also not a comic book movie guy. Like I fell asleep in the Avengers. Okay. That is like sacrilege. If I tell that to my friend who's a big comic book nerd who watches these, oh my God, check out that fight scene. I'm like, it's all CGI. I don't understand what's so exciting about a CGI fight scene. I don't know. I don't really see it. Maybe when I was younger, I would though. The only superhero movie I really do enjoy are like the dark, gritty, real sort of more based in reality ones, like Batman, um, the most recent Batmans, even the most recent Batman now with Robert Pattinson. I like that one. I liked how they had Nirvana as a theme music. I just thought that was well done as well. It's kind of dark, gritty. It felt real. So it sounds like I will like the Penguin as well. My problem is I just don't have enough hours in the day. I'm trying to like when I have free time, I mean, honestly, I'm in my free time, I'm trying to learn to day trade. I mean, as I told you guys a couple episodes ago, I'm in between jobs at the moment. So like every spare moment, if it's not with my family, it's like learning how to day trade. And day trading is very difficult, has a very low success rate. So that's something that I've been trying to do. Not easy, very up and down. But let's keep it going. Boston Bay says, wow, Kanye, never the ones you'd think. Jason Met says, Tandy, what the F? Why are you on so early today? Well, Jay, if you check my Twitter account, I told you guys I'm on early today. I have something going on later that I can't be there for. I can't be in the office. I can't be in here later because of something going on later. So that's why. Fatherwine says, remember Rudy Giuliani? I do because my 13-year-old niece told me about him. Is that like a gross joke? I hope not. Did he kick me out of his party for being too dry, says TopShot Hotshot. I'm sorry about that. That's why you need the lotion and the baby oil. Boston Bay says, we are a country that buys in bulk is actually a solid legal defense, Tandy. Yeah, until you open the baby oil and it's full of drugs. But okay. QA is not surprised about Kanye's behaviors. Tandy is literally describing rich boomer brain deadism. Those are some new words that I haven't heard before. QA says maybe they were like that from the get-go. Tandy going to hit it big when the Top Shot takes off and instantly become demented. I'm here for it. Hey, I'd love to be able to tell you if that's true or not. I don't think it will be. I promise you, actually, it won't be. But at least I'll be able to tell you if that does happen. Let's cross our fingers. Don't be upset, said Boston Base. Reddy says, I don't trust anybody except Kendrick Lamar, and I low-key don't trust him either. I couldn't name 3 Avengers. I'm with you, Reddy, says Badawine. Boston Base says, Colin is stealing ugly roles from ugly actors. That's a good one. Oh, hell yeah. Nirvana for the win, Badawine says. Yeah, if you didn't watch that Batman movie yet, you should definitely check it out. It's awesome. And the music selection is awesome. And Stan says, of course, Tandy likes emo Batman. Oh, geez, Stan, you're making me feel like this. Where is it again? Here.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
Yeah, you're making me all emo, Stan. Is that what you think I am? I'm just an emo man to you? Bob the Wine says in utero, and yes, it was a gross joke. And thank you, Tandy. I will. Yeah, definitely check it out. Definitely check it out. I watched it on an airplane, actually. I think I was flying to Brazil, if I'm not mistaken. And I really, really enjoyed it. And it held up on a tiny little airplane screen. So that should tell you something. Airplane mode should know about that, right? Spends a lot of time on airplanes. And yeah, it held up. And when I told my Marvel Avengers friend, he was like, I couldn't get into it. So like, it shows you that it's the different strokes for different folks. It's like, if you're into that sort of CGI, rock'em sock'em robot kind of movies with crazy special effects, then no, it's not the movie for you. But if you're into more gritty realism, it felt like the villain in this case, I forget the guy's name, but it's something that you could almost imagine happening today, where he's using like live streams and social media to do terrible things. And like, I've literally seen people do terrible things on live stream and social media, not including this stream, of course. Some might say this is a terrible thing, depending on your opinion of the show. But no, that was a very realistic villain. That's why I liked this. That's why I liked it. Airplane mode says I do spend a lot of time in airplanes. Boston Bay says spooky season is here. My 2-year-old said I don't like spooky. Well, then your 2-year-old is in for some pain, emotional pain, when she sees spooky everywhere for the next month. I don't know what to suggest. Maybe try to get her to buy into feeling and being spooky as well. Maybe take her to the costume store, ask her to choose a spooky outfit, perhaps. What else? I just had an idea. Now, of course, I lost it because I was talking about spooky season. Oh yeah, let's talk about Christmas season, because your daughter doesn't like spooky. I'm a humbug. I think I've talked about it before on the show, but I'm not a big fan of Christmas music. I really don't like Christmas music. I like Christmas, the idea of Christmas. I like getting together with family. I don't really like all the plastic garbage toys that we feel like we have to buy our kids, and all the other unnecessary gifts that we have to give each other. I'm not a big gifts. I don't like buying tons of gifts. It just collects in your house, does nothing. That's why we like digital collectibles, by the way. That's why digital collectibles are the future. Because I feel like most sensible people understand that they don't want to collect more shit in their house. Most people understand that. I hate collecting more shit. How many more t-shirts can I put in my drawer? Not many. That's the answer. I can barely close my drawer. And it's hard for me to get rid of stuff. So I'd rather not introduce new stuff. That's the better idea. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is I don't like Christmas music. That's what I was trying to say. And people still go to malls here in Portugal. I know that doesn't exist in America. Badawine probably goes to malls. I go to malls because malls still exist here, because Jeff Bezos has not completely crippled the shopping industry like he has in the United States, while he laughs on a rocket with this rich guy laugh. The Jeff Bezos laugh is so good. Anyway, so Jeff Bezos basically shut down all the malls for the most part. But here, people still go to malls. And what is at malls from like November, or sometimes even before Thanksgiving, like the middle of November until like late December? What is piping through the speakers constantly is Christmas music, and it drives me absolutely up the wall. I can't stand it. A big reason about that too, by the way, and now you're getting a little insight into the Tandy Man's history as a young boy. But one of my first jobs was I worked at a store that I think is now defunct called Linens and Things. It's similar to like Bed Bath and Beyond, and I was a cashier. And I would stand there, and my feet would be aching. I mean, I'd stand for hours on end, just checking out all this bullshit bathroom mats and decorative soap dispensers and all this dumb, needless drivel garbage while my legs and knees are killing me. And sometimes I try to sneak and sit on the counter, and my boss will be like, no, you can't stand. You can't sit on the counter. You got to sit down. Now Jesus Christ, I can't get the story right. You got to stand up. You can't sit down. You can't sit on the counter. You have to stand up. And so that was like 8 hours a day standing up, and brutal. I don't know. It's just brutal. And I still have some knee pain to this day. I wonder if it's somehow related. But this is why I hate Christmas music, because I worked there, I think, for only like 4 months in high school, and it was during Christmas time. So I would literally listen to Christmas music for 8 straight hours, 8 straight hours, like 4 times, whatever it was, 3 times a week, 8 straight hours of Christmas music. It drove me absolutely bonkers. And ever since then, I cannot stand Christmas music. There might be a couple songs here and there that I don't mind, but like, for example, the Mariah Carey one, oh my God, I can't stand it. It's like that gif with Klay Thompson's blood coming out of his ear. That's how I feel every time I hear All I Want for Christmas. I cannot stand that song. I hate it. I hate it from the bottom of my core. I hate that song. Anyways, guys. Oh man, this is what I do every week. Let's see what else is going on. Baudouin says he's always single, chasing that Brazilian Butte. Well, that's not me. Oh, right here. Memphis Depay, the famous Dutch diva footballer, chose to play in Brazil this summer, and I love him for it. Yeah, he's a smart man. He's always single, chasing that Brazilian Butte. Boston Bay says, I told her to look away from my giant spooky skeleton decor. Yeah, just try to get her to, I don't know, get excited for it somehow. Airplane mode is clapping. QA says, my wife doesn't understand it. Baudouin is saying I'm ranting. Airplane mode says that was a tangent. That's true. I'm sorry I forgot the tangential videos. If you guys like the tangential video, I'll play it anyway. All right, what a funky tune. There is a massive mall in Lisbon, and it's called what's it called? Colombo, I think. It's like for Christopher Columbus or something like that, and it is massive. It is overly gigantic, and that's another place that I don't like. There's probably some good food there, though. That's the one thing malls are good for, food. That's the one thing. And food is actually the best gift, because food does not pile up in the corner of your room or stuff your t-shirt drawer. Food and travel but basically food. Food is my favorite thing, actually. It's my favorite thing to do is to eat, most likely. It's my favorite thing to do when I'm traveling is to eat the local food. And it is the best gift to receive. So that's my rant. Corporate fascism. Baudouin says, I love you, Tandy. You made one wise decision moving to great Europe. Yeah, Europe is great for the most part. I don't like how I can't watch NBA games live or else I'm destroyed the next day. But other than that, it's great. Reddy says, the only Christmas song I enjoy is Christmas in Hollis. Yes, by Run DMC. That's a good point. And even then, once or twice a year, tops. Very good point. This is actually the comment of the day. Reddy, you are right on the money here. Stan says, better than that job when you were better than that job when you were on your knees all the time. Stan, I've never had a job where I was on my knees all the time. Stan, you must have me confused. Baudouin says, Mariah Carey sucks. Boston base is Tandy in Europe. I thought he was in South America. I am currently in Europe, Boston base. I will be in South America, though, for Christmas, listening to my favorite songs. Ginobili says, did we talk about P. Diddy already? Yes, we did, Ginobili. You're a little bit late on that one, but we did talk about it. I'm sure there's always going to be more P. Diddy we can talk about. But today we talked about the ridiculousness of his lawyer saying that his defense of having 1,000 bottles of lotion or baby oil was because Costco just has can't beat deals. Bodwine asks, I'm in Portugal. It's great to see you, Ginobili, says Bodwine. It is great to see Ginobili. I saw Ginobili live and in the flesh when he came to Portugal. In fact, he had a layover, and that was fun. Boston Bay says it's not named after Columbo, the smash hit TV series. I would go to that mall. I'll tell you that much. Baldwin says malls are also great for Ginobili stores walking up to you in the bathroom and yelling Flying Dutchman. I wasn't sure where that was going to go, Baldwin. I didn't know if that was going to say walking up to you in the bathroom and cradling your nuts. Okay. That's how you know we've gone off the deep end. Once we start making cradling nuts jokes, we're probably at the ending point, I would say. What else? Comment of the day, insert Costanza gift. That's it for me. Goodbye, everyone. Exactly. QA, you need to prepare a baby oil drop. It's not a bad idea. We need to win baby oil next season for Fast Break on NBA Top Shot. They need to get some of that baby oil. If you finish first, you win a big crate of Costco baby oil. I think that's a wonderful idea. Boston Bay says the same user pulling the 1 of 1 angel and the 1 out of 49 serial angel within moments. In the old days, we'd have conspiracy fun. Granted, the odds of such a thing happening are unbelievably small. You'd have to go do the math. I saw another user, by the way, got 2 Caitlin Clark legendaries in a row. But I don't think it's impossible, and I don't think the randomizer is broken, because usually when that happens, it's more than just one user. It's usually a few users, or it's like the first 30 users or something like that, like the good old judgy Blood Hollows. Of course, that's a very fun memory. Everyone freaking out, and Chewy Wolf opening his first legendary ever, and bless his heart, then he realized something was wrong. Anyway, Reddy says, was it iRacer? I don't believe it was. Those are the old days. Those are the like the 2021 rigged days. It's his alt, his Boston base. Yeah, maybe. Anyways, everybody. Oh geez, Brady's Bunch, another person who's not on social media. What happened with P. Diddy? Well, Brady's Bunch, you're in for a treat, or not, maybe not a treat, but P. Diddy is like a demonic, abusive, bad person. And if you go open up the New York Times, or you go on Twitter and search P. Diddy, you will find out what P. Diddy is up to. And I'm sorry if he's one of your favorite musical artists, but it's not looking good for the diddler. Tell me like I'm a 12-year-old, says Reddy. And Scully says P. Diddler. Exactly. By the way, before I close out, my last comment is going to be, remember when P. Diddy dressed up as the Joker on social media, and then he was getting like cease and desist letters from Warner Brothers saying like, you can't dress up as the Joker? That should have rung alarm bells. Did you hear about this? I guess I didn't realize this when it was going on, but that should have rung alarm bells that this organization, this company, didn't want to be associated with Diddy, because just like the rest of the demonic, terrible Hollywood types that have zero ethics, most of this stuff goes on for a long time. And then finally, when they get caught, all of a sudden people come out of the woodwork and people start saying that they have nothing to do with this guy. But the whole time, for years at this point, I mean, this has been going on for years. No one has said a damn thing. People have alluded to it. Even 50 Cent had alluded to it. What's his name? Cat Williams talked about it on Shannon Sharp's podcast. So people knew about this for a very long time, but only now, once the rubber finally hits the road and once there's finally enough to get him, are people now finally talking out against him, which is a shame, actually. It's a shame, because a lot of people were really badly affected by, a lot of innocent people were very much badly affected by this diddler. Anyway, that's about it, everybody. I know we made it over an hour. I wasn't sure if we would. I thought this would be a short show, but we made it over an hour. And regarding P. Diddy, what did I know? When did I know it? I'll talk about that on the next show. But thanks for hanging out. Thanks for making it to this early hour of the show. I know that normally we'd be streaming an hour from now, but we did things early today. But I appreciate you all. Thanks for hanging out. And I hope you have a good rest of your day and a good weekend. Make the most of it and enjoy spooky season. I'll talk to you guys later.
Static Selector.